a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Ranbir Kapoor. Ranbir Kapoor is an Indian actor and film producer. Through his career in Hindi films, he has become one of the most popular celebrities, and one of the highest paid actors in India. He is the recipient of several awards, including 5 Filmfare Awards. The son of actors Rishi and Neetu, and the grandson of actor-director Ajab, Kapoor pursued filmmaking and method acting at the School of Visual Arts and the Lee Strasberg Theatre and Film Institute, respectively. He subsequently assisted Sanjay Leela Bhansali on the film Black, and made his acting debut with Bhansali's tragic romance Saawariya, a box office flop. Kapoor rose to prominence with his performances in the coming-of-age film Wake Up Sid, the romantic comedy Ajab Prem ki Ghazab Kahani, and the comedy drama Rocket Singh, Salesman of the Year. The romantic drama Rockstar and the comedy drama Barfi earned Kapoor 2 consecutive Best Actor awards at Filmfare, and a starring role in the romantic comedy Yeh Jawaani Hai. One of the highest-grossing Indian films, established him as a leading Bollywood actor. He followed it by starring in a series of box office flops, with the exception of the commercially successful romance A Dil Hai Mushkil. In addition to acting in films, Kapoor supports charities and causes. He is the co-founder of the production company Picture Shuru Productions, and is a co-owner of the Indian Super League football team Mumbai City FC. Early life and background. Ranbir Kapoor was born on the 28th of September 1982 in Mumbai to Rishi and Neetu, both actors of the Hindi film industry. He is the great-grandson of Prithviraj and the grandson of actor-director Ajab. His elder sister, Ridhima, is an interior and fashion designer. The actresses Charisma and Kareena are his first cousins. Kapoor was educated at the Bombay Scottish School in Mahim. As a student, he found little interest in academics and would rank low among his peers. Kapoor has been vocal about how his parents' troubled marriage affected him as a child. Sometimes the fights would get really bad. I would be sitting on the steps, my head between my knees, till 5 or 6 in the morning, waiting for them to stop. These experiences led to a reservoir of emotions building up inside him, which he said compelled him to develop an interest in film. In his early years, Kapoor was close to his mother, but had a dysfunctional relationship with his father. After completing his 10th standard examinations, he worked as an assistant director to his father on the film Ajab Chalan, during which he developed a closer bond with him. After completing his pre-university education from the HR College of Commerce and Economics, Kapoor relocated to New York City to learn filmmaking at the School of Visual Arts, and subsequently pursued method acting at the Lee Strasberg Theatre and Film Institute. In film school, Kapoor directed and starred in 2 short films, entitled Passion to Love and India 1964. The loneliness of living alone in New York City, coupled with his experience in film school, which he described as useless, inspired him to pursue a career in Bollywood. Upon returning to Mumbai, Kapoor was hired as an assistant director to Sanjay Leela Bhansali on the 2005 film Black. He described the experience: "I was getting beaten up, abused, doing everything from cleaning the floor to fixing the lights from 7 a.m. to 4 a.m., but I was learning every day." He later remarked that his motive for working on Black was to get Bhansali to offer him an acting job. Debut and initial success, 2007-10. Following the release of Black, Bhansali cast Kapoor as the protagonist of his 2007 tragic romance Saawariya, alongside Sonam Kapoor and Rani Mukherjee. The film tells the story of a tramp, played by him, who falls obsessively in love with a woman awaiting the return of her lover. In an interview with the news and entertainment portal Rediff.com, Kapoor stated that his character was written as a tribute to his grandfather's iconic roles as a tramp. Saawariya was the first Indian film to be produced by a Hollywood studio, and was a highly anticipated release. However, film critics were disappointed with the picture, with BBC's Jaspreet Pandoha calling it a misfire on a massive scale. CNN-IBN's Rajiv Masan considered it contrived and fake, but was impressed by Kapoor's affable charm, and wrote that he's got that star quality to him which is so rare to find. At the box office, Saawariya failed to earn profits. However, At the annual Filmfare Awards ceremony, Kapoor was awarded a Best Male Debut trophy. Despite the commercial failure of Saawariya, Kapoor was contracted by Yash Raj Films for a primary role in the Siddharth Anand-directed romantic comedy Bachna-e Hasino. The film was his first commercial success, in which his role was that of a womanizer who is romantically involved with three women, played by Bipasha Basu, Manisha Lamba, and Deepika Padukone, at different stages of his life. Rachel Saltz of the New York Times expressed mixed views on his performance, but predicted that his puppy dog sweetness would serve him well as a Bollywood leading man. In 2009, Kapoor had 3 film releases. In Dharma Productions' Wake Up Sid, a coming-of-age film from director Ayan Mukherjee, Kapoor portrayed Siddharth Sid Mehra, a rich, lazy teenager whose life undergoes a series of changes after interacting with an ambitious journalist. When Mukherjee narrated the then untitled script of the film to him, Kapoor came up with the title himself. The media expressed doubt on the film's financial prospects as it depicted a romantic relationship between a younger man and an older woman. It eventually emerged as a sleeper hit and garnered acclaim from the critics. Taran Ardash of Bollywood Hungama reviewed that Kapoor's performance in the film proved that he was amongst the best in the business today. Kapoor next starred opposite Katrina Kaif in Ajab Prem Ki Ghazab Kahani, a slapstick comedy from director Raj Kumar Santoshi, that emerged as the 4th highest-grossing Bollywood film of 2009. Film critic Gaurav Malani praised Kapoor's flair for comedy, but criticized his overexcited husky baritone. Kapoor's final release that year was the Shimit Amin-directed Rocket Singh, Salesman of the Year, a drama about a Sardar who aspires to be a salesman. Film critic Mayank Shekhar praised the film and found Kapoor's performance to be astonishingly sincere, but the film earned little at the box office. Kapoor later professed to being highly disappointed by the film's commercial failure. At the 55th Filmfare Awards, Kapoor was awarded the Filmfare Critics Award for Best Actor for his performances in all 3 of his 2009 releases, and he also received 2 Best Actor nominations at the ceremony for Wake Up Sid and Ajab Prem Ki Ghazab Kahani. Prakash J's big-budget ensemble political thriller Rajneeti was Kapoor's first release of 2010. The film, which starred Nana Patekar, Ajay Devgan, Arjun Rampal, Manoj Bajpayee, Katrina Kaif and Sarah Thompson in prominent roles, was inspired by the Indian epic The Mahabharata and Mario Puzo's 1969 novel The Godfather. Kapoor's role was of Samar Pratap, the youngest heir of an Indian political dynasty, who is reluctantly drawn to politics after the assassination of his father. Kapoor described it as his first complex role and considered it a departure from the lover boy roles that he had previously played. Nikhat Kazmi of the Times of India reviewed, "The film finally belongs to Ranbir Kapoor, who perfects the art of minimalism and literally grows before your eyes as the simmering volcano that cannot be held back once it erupts." Robert Abel of the Los Angeles Times, however, was more critical of his performance, which he considered stony rather than calculating, especially jarring compared to the histrionic turns around him. Indian trade journalists were apprehensive of Rajneeti recovering its investment. The film, however, proved to be a major commercial success, with worldwide earnings of over. Kapoor received a 3rd Best Actor nomination at Filmfare for the film. Later that same year, Kapoor collaborated with Priyanka Chopra on Anjana Anjani, a comedy drama involving 2 strangers who vow to commit suicide on New Year's Eve. The film was a moderate financial success, but garnered little praise from the critics. Rajiv Masan noted that Kapoor struggles with a badly defined role, and NDTV's Anupama Chopra concluded, "Ranbir tries hard to salvage the film, dropping his shirt several times, but even his lovingly shot chest can't save the film." Critical acclaim, 2011-2013. Following an item number in the children's film Chia Party, Kapoor took on the role of Jordan Jakar in Imtiaz Alias Rockstar, a drama that follows the journey of an aspiring musician from a humble background to international stardom. In preparation for the role, Kapoor lived with a Jat family in Pitampura and studied their mannerisms. He additionally learned to play the guitar and practiced extensively at A.R. Rahman's music studio. As part of the film's promotional activity, Kapoor performed at a live concert in Mumbai. Film critics were polarized on their view of the film, but were unanimous in their praise for Kapoor. Uday Guha of Daily News and Analysis was particularly impressed with the film and thought that Kapoor's portrayal was one of Hindi cinema's most accomplished performances by a lead actor. For the role, Kapoor won both the Best Actor and Best Actor trophies at the 57th Filmfare Awards ceremony, along with Best Actor awards at Screen and IFA. With a gross revenue of, Rockstar was one of the top-grossing Hindi films of the year. The 2012 romantic comedy Barfi was Kapoor's first release to earn over at the domestic box office. Directed by Anurag Basu, the film tells the story of its titular protagonist who falls in love with a woman who is already engaged and later, an autistic girl. In preparation, Kapoor observed the work of actors Roberto Benigni, Charlie Chaplin, and his grandfather. Barfi received praise from the critics, and the performances of the three lead actors were acclaimed. Ronnie Scheib of Variety praised Kapoor for successfully channeling Chaplin in tone and effect, and Raja Sen of Rediff.com wrote that he does very strongly indeed with this Chaplin tribute role, bestowing his character with heart every step of the way. The film was submitted as India's official entry for the 85th Academy Awards, and was screened at the Marrakesh and Busan International Film Festivals. Kapoor won second consecutive Best Actor awards at the Filmfare, Screen, and IFA Award ceremonies. Kapoor achieved further success in 2013 when he reunited with director Ayan Mukherjee for the romantic comedy Yeh Jawaani Hai Diwani co-starring Deepika Padukone, Kalki Koechlin, and Aditya Roy Kapoor. He was cast as Kabir, Bunny Dapper, a commitment-phobic photographer, a character Kapoor found to be an extension of himself. His pairing with Padukone, after their highly publicized breakup, led to hype surrounding the film's release. Yeh Jawaani Hai Diwani emerged as one of the highest-grossing Bollywood films of all time with earnings of, proving to be Kapoor's third consecutive commercial success in 3 years and earned him another Best Actor nomination at Filmfare. Film critics found the film to be riddled with clichés, but praised both Kapoor and Padukone, with Daily News and Analysis to Shah Joshi labeling their on-screen chemistry as unsurpassable. Kapoor's second release of 2013 was the action comedy film Besharam, in which he played a petty thief, alongside Pallavi Sharda and his parents. The film met with an overwhelming negative reception and emerged as a failure. Sudesh Kamat of The Hindu described it as Kapoor's Hall of Shame. Commercial struggles, 2014-present. After a year-long absence from the screen, Kapoor featured as a mysterious thief in Roy, a romantic thriller which critic Sarita A. Tanwar described as a boring, exhausting and pretentious film. The series of financial failures continued with his next release, the Anurag Kashyap-directed crime drama Bombay Velvet, based on the historian Gyan Prakash's book Mumbai Fables, which also starred Anushka Sharma and Karan Johar. Kapoor portrayed an ambitious boxer in the 1960s who is drawn towards a life of crime. He based his tape-or addiction on Johnny Walker's character in Mr. and Mrs. 55. Made on a budget of, the film opened to meager box office collections and mixed reviews from critics. Ritika Bhatia of Business Standard found Kapoor's part to be a departure from his previous roles, writing that he does test the waters with methodical sincerity, but his portrayal lacks depth on occasion. Bombay Velvet was eventually screened at the Locarno and Buchan film festivals. Kapoor next reunited with Deepika Padukone to film Tamasha, a romantic drama from Imtiaz Ali. He played the role of Ved Soni, a man who desires a career in the arts, but settles for a life of monotony as an engineer. As with his previous 3 releases, the film failed commercially and received mixed reviews from critics. Kapoor's performance, however, was praised. Lisa Sering of The Hollywood Reporter wrote, Kapoor is beautifully cast, his trademark mix of assertive theatricality and subtle emotion well suited to the role of a man who seemingly has it all under control, until he doesn't. Kapoor's career prospect improved in 2016 when he took on the leading role of an aspiring musician in Karan Jazai Dil Hai Mushkil. The romantic drama, co-starring Anushka Sharma and Aishwarya Rai, tells the story of unrequited love, and proved to be one of the highest-grossing Bollywood films of the year. Critical reception for the film however, was mixed. Joe Lydon of Variety thought that Kapoor is often erring on the side of annoying while trying to balance vulnerability and self-centeredness. Both Tamasha and Ato Hai Mushkil earned Kapoor Best Actor nominations at Filmfare. In a collaboration with Anurag Basu, Kapoor formed a production company named Picture Shuru Productions, whose first release was the musical comedy mystery film Jaga Jasoos, which tells the story of a gifted teenager's search for his missing stepfather. Production on the project was plagued with difficulty as principal photography began in 2014, but the release date was pushed back several times owing to changes in the script, multiple reshoots, and rumors of animosity between Kapoor and co-star Katrina Kaif. Anna Vetakard of First Post considered the film to be a laudable experiment that zigzags off course, and while praising Kapoor's dedication to his part, criticized the decision to cast him as a teenage schoolboy. Commercially, the film proved to be a flop, prompting Kapoor to call his tryst with film production a big mistake. He also commented against Basu's chaotic work style and expressed regret over the collaboration. As of January 2018, Kapoor is scheduled to appear in Raj Kumar Hirani's Sanju, a biopic of the actor Sanjay Dutt. He has also committed to star opposite Alia Bhatt in Ayan Mukherjee's fantasy film trilogy, the first of which is named Brahmastra. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?